I'm Toby and this is Sea Life.
We're getting ready to lay out the next course of tile in here. The way I've been doing the walls was, I put down the first row and then wait till the next day and put down the next row. That gives it a chance to dry, and the tile doesn't have a tendency to sag or drop off the wall. I've had some people tell me that they taped it to the wall, so that it would stay up there, but I find this works much better. I guess if I was doing the ceiling, I guess I would need to tape it to the wall or tape it to the ceiling. But I laid it out, and what I did was I just took a whole tile and I set it up here and marked it, put it right up against this edge and marked it off right there, because that's where we're going with it. And as you see, I got staggered grout line throughout the whole thing. So the next one goes right here in the middle, and then one last, I'm going to have to make a small cut. This line isn't quite right, but it gives me a general idea. And then here goes, first one will go dead center, and then two pieces. Really, I'm just going to wind up cutting one in half, and a piece here and a piece here, and that'll be how that one goes. And then I did the same for this wall as I did on the other one, and just kind of laid it out. So this is kind of a guide, and it gives me a good idea of how much tile I need. So I need 6 pieces, 1 or 3 on each wall right here, and then 2 pieces right here. So that's a total of 8 pieces to do this. And that's just how many I have left.
So that's going to be great. This is getting nicer and nicer. It's just looking better and better.
And then we're going to finish the top off with some gray. It'll probably be 12-inch tiles, like the floor. Be the floor tiles probably.
Yep. Looks good.
Let's get started.
Over here, he's started around the little decorative window that we put in to add more light into this little off-grid space and decoration. And you cannot see on the other side of that window is frosted. You cannot see through that window. It's just a decoration, and it lets plenty of light through. Yeah, you can see we have LED lighting as well. But in off-grid homes, one of the best ideas is to have a lot of backups. So if your batteries give out or something happens with your solar system, then you're not just solely, you're not dependent on just that type of light. And the same thing goes with heating and cooling. So we've built this home in mind that we were certainly going to have it off-grid, and we've just made sure that it had a lot of windows, and that any room that did not have windows, which this is the only room that does not have opening and closing windows, that it has a lot of options for lighting. All the lights off that are electrical by the LED, by the solar system. We have a sunroof here, and we have the like I said, the little decorative window that's also letting in lighting. So it's plenty light in here. I don't know, you can't really tell, but it's plenty light in this little bathroom to do whatever you need to do. Amazingly, we've been over here at night, and that little sunroof still lets in a lot of moonlight, and this little window here still gives quite a bit of light into the room as well. So, it's kind of like a little night light that's always there. Daniel's been out here operating the wet saw again, and he's pretty good at getting these cuts just exactly how they need to be. So They are very forgiving, he says, anyway. So that's great. It's not rocket science. It's kind of an enjoyable thing, tiling. Kind of an art. Yep. You just hide your cut edge, Daniel says. Usually in the corner. Daniel.
Okay, first off, I'm trying to lay these out for the next course, and I'm doing this by just looking at them and seeing what would look better. So first off, I thought, well, maybe we'll just go a piece here and a piece here and then fill in the center, but I think that cut would look bad. So then I looked at it and I says, well, if I centered this on this tile and just put a cut piece here and a cut piece here, I think that'd look better. So now we're going to lay it out. My measurement I went half of this tile, and it was 15 5/8. So I divided that by 2, and I came up with 7 21/32, and that's the center of this tile. And I already centered this tile. Got 2 marks, so I'm putting it like that, and I'm just going to go like this. That's where my first tile goes. Figure out where our next tile goes. So I got to find some more stuff.
So he says next, right after this, he's going to have to figure out the next tile. And so there's a little bit of math to this job. It's not hard math at all. It's nothing you would have to take calculus for. But
you have to do fractions.
But you do have to do fractions. So division is important, you guys. But and learning to read your measuring tape, very important for you homeschoolers out there, and anybody else that may need to learn fractions or division. We've really found in most of our projects that's been about the most important math that we've had to, or the highest level math we've really had to deal with. So
we could switch over to the metric system. And,
oh yeah, but we, here in America, we haven't switched to the metric system yet.
Then we wouldn't have to worry about fractions no more.
Yeah, then Daniel says then you wouldn't have to worry about fractions anymore. If you hadn't heard him. I'm always worried that my microphone is not picking up, so I do repeat Daniel a lot, just for your benefit.
I speak low.
And he does speak kind of quiet sometimes, and so do I, so we both have to do this for each other. We only have the one camera, and we just trade back and forth, and that's how our videos are made, and I'm sure you can tell. But
it's hard to capture us both in there.
But yeah, and it's hard to get us both at the same time, so that's when we play a little music and hop in. But but anyway, we've sure enjoyed making these YouTube.
A 1/4-inch grout, and I just.
Oh, he's telling something important for the job here. Just a minute.
I just left a 1/4-inch. I've measured a 1/4-inch, and I'm still going to leave a 1/4-inch grout line. So this is where the first tile goes. Second tile, we're just going to start flush with the first whole tile, because it's not really going to matter. As you see, I don't have any of the grout lines matched up, so that's why I'm doing it this way. And I did it on purpose because I got 3 different sizes of tile. But this room should look pretty good, or this little area should look really good when I'm done.
We're making do with what we have again, and so all of the tiling that we've been doing had leftovers, and so this is where they have ended up. We've got a little bit of large gray tiles at the bottom, large light brown tiles in the center. And now we're going to have the smaller gray tiles at the top. And this little cubby hole, which is where the toilet will go, is going to look amazing.
It's already looking pretty good.
So, it's blending in so nicely with the shower area here that we did. And there again in the shower area we found some leftover tiles for the little wall decoration, and we just went with it. And then of course on this wall we're using the leftover dark brown, and we will be putting gray around
Leftover big gray tile.
the leftover big gray tiles, extra that we have more of around to finish up this wall. And I think this little room is just turning out so beautifully. And we're using the solar lighting today. We do have the skylight, and but for backup. So this room is never without light, even though we don't have a window in here. So,
Maybe in the middle of the night.
well, I think I've even been over here in the middle of the
Yeah,
night,
when the moon
and
was shining.
as long as the moon is shining, you have light. So,
It was actually, I thought it was pretty light.
yeah, it's pretty nice. It's really beautiful. And so Daniel and my thing right now is preparing, of course, for the economical decline, which is very imminent, obviously. It's kind of obvious that it's becoming imminent. And we are trying to be sure that each one of our children will have comfortable off-grid homes, and we are transferring our on-grid home to off-grid. And we're starting with the major things like heating and cooling, and of course a lot of this tiling is to build mass in these homes, so that it holds the temperature, whatever temperature that comes in. So yeah, this home actually has a lot of tile, a lot. It started out a trailer home, and we totally demolished the whole that whole trailer, and started pretty much well, except for one little area of the trailer. I think it was the kitchen dining area, that the floor had actually been tiled, and it did not have rotten wood. So our son had bought this for a small price, and or bought an old trailer for a small price, and we just totally rebuilt it. And it has, so now it's actually a house, and it is not hooked onto the grid in any manner. So it's beautiful, and we just keep upgrading. We'll be upgrading. We've got a little Harbor Freight right now, a solar system, and we will be upgrading as soon as possible. We're saving to be able to upgrade, and so he'll have plenty of electricity to run, say, his television, his radio, his refrigerator, his hot water tank, all of that. So that's kind of what you're going to see happening as we go on. And of course we do a lot of prepping and bean storage for prepping video, and I've seen some really cool ideas, and I can't wait to share them. So stay tuned, and we're pretty much, this is Sea Life. We're pretty much sharing our lifestyle with you, and how we are making it on very little, and how we are actually accomplishing building homes for our children, and getting ready to be sure that they can make it on very little as well if need be. So that's what it's all about, you guys. You got to pull your families together in these hard times, and be prepared to help, because a lot of people are losing jobs, and you know, a lot of people will be losing their homes. A lot of people will be losing their apartments or not being able to be paying for their apartments. And there needs to be a way that they can help you out and you can help them out. First piece is on, and Daniel was very careful to leave that grout line on both sides. So it's looking good. These smaller tiles that really go up so much faster and so much nicer. So quick. And Daniel's doing great. He's got a lot done already. I talked to you guys about the fact that we've let each row dry overnight, and so this, this bathroom has taken a while. But here's the thing: is they dried, and so these little things here were dried into the wall. Well, what Daniel did, as he needed these in at the top, he just took them from, right here in the wall. He just take it and bring it up and pop it in there. And that made this part of the wall so much easier. The step today was just sponging off any of the mortar that, or any of the mortar or the mastic that had gotten on the little tiles, and he's just leaving them behind pretty clean and getting ready to grout it in.